Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Mining Conversation with MsTedy. The podcast is partly sponsored by MENA, and today we are joined by Lehlohonolo Mabotja. She is a student at Wits, and she's studying Bachelor in Science in Mining Engineering. I'm correct, right? Yes. With that being said, we are going to be having a conversation about the organization that she's a chairperson of, which is the Student in Mining Engineering Society. And then she will just take us through the work that they do as an organization, and also she will take us through her studies that she's doing at Wits. And I would like to remind you to just subscribe, like, share, and follow so you do not miss any of our episodes. So I would like to welcome you, Ms. Lehlohonolo Mabotja. Wonderful. Before I get to the organization, just tell me a bit about yourself. Was mining your first choice? Like working in the mining industry, studying mining engineering, was that your first choice?
So, mining was my first choice. Actually, when I was applying in grade 12, I applied for engineering as a whole. So I applied for mining, electrical, and civil at both Wits and UJ. So I was just a girl that wanted to be in a boys' field because engineering is viewed as a career for males. So I just wanted to be in that space as well and see why is it that it is viewed as a male industry. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So for you to get into Wits and to study mining engineering, what subjects did you need to do, and what grades did you actually need to get into Wits?
So with Wits, you need an APS score of 42. So that's what I got in grade 12. So I did maths, physics, and science, and life sciences, and accounting as well. So when I was choosing subjects in grade 10, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to go the accounting route or the engineering route. So I just mixed science with a bit of accounting. So if I have maths and accounting, I can go to the accounting stream. If I have maths and science, I can go the engineering route. So my grade 12, I think my lowest mark was level 5, and it was 1. So got 4 level 7s, level 6, and 1 level 5. Okay. So that's how I got to it.
All right.
Yeah. So I wasn't really a student, but yeah, that's how I managed to get to it.
Okay, thank you for that. So tell us then about the Student in Mining Engineering Society. What is it? What do you guys do? How or why was it started at Wits?
Okay, so Students in Mining Engineering Society, in short SMES, is a student organization or non-profit organization that is at the University of Wits, and it was started about 30 years ago. And the main aim of the society is just to unite as people that saw a career in mining engineering, to say that we will be working together in the industry. So we might as well start having a relationship now, right? So it was formed by students, for students, in order for them to build a relationship, to build a culture, as well as to build to bridge the gap basically between industry and academia. So throughout the year, we host events where we have students coming in, where we have people from industry coming in to give a talk, to take us through their journey, how they managed to overcome some of the challenges that they come across in the mining space. And the overall aim of the society is just for us to have fun. So academics, school in general, is just a hectic. So if you're mainly focusing on getting A's or passing that one module, it becomes stressful. So it becomes very easy for you to network with people and have fun if you have a group of people that can relate to what you're doing. If I am stressed and I know that at the end of the week, SMES has a gala dinner, then I would somehow have that hope to say, okay, let me just go and see how MsTedy, for example, overcame her challenges in mining, how she went through her school journey. So that's what we basically do as SMES. So our main focus as students, the well-being of students, the mental health, and also academic support. So recently we have a substructure called Women in Mining, SMES Women in Mining. So we promote the women in mining. So we recently launched a study session. We just book a venue and let the students just come in for those 5 hours, study together, help each other, and then at the end of the week, that's when we have our other events.
Yeah. Okay, so I know that in South Africa, cost of education is very high. So when a student has that financial burden, how do you then as an organization intervene?
So luckily for us, we have an industry organization that we work hand in hand with. So SMES is the student body, and we have WUMIA, which is that University Mining Engineering Association. Sorry. So WUMIA helps. They host a gala dinner where they have people buying in and donating, and at the end of the year, they then take some of the proceeds and donate it to the school. And then the School of Mining then allocate those funds to students. So on our side, all we have to do is just to recognize those students, submit a list to the school, and then the school as well is a very supportive body to us. So we're not just students, but we have our parents that are taking care of those kind of things, being the School of Mining at Wits and WUMIA as well.
Okay. So this other time I had interviewed those other ladies who are geologists. So they were just taking us through their career and what they do. And they also mentioned what they went through in their schooling years, how they had to prepare for work. Like another one mentioned that she started applying when she was doing second year already, you know. So I just want to know with you, what does then SMES, that's what you call it, right?
Yes.
Which organization are you working with, or what are you doing to make sure that the students are then work ready or get opportunities that will then make them work ready? Because we know with South Africa, unemployment is an issue, and then when you apply for a job, they will tell you degree and then 5 years experience, and you're thinking, I'm just a student, where am I supposed to be getting this experience? And so what are you then as an organization doing, or who are you working with in ensuring that at least the student does have that work experience and is just work ready?
So for work readiness, I think the events that we host throughout the year kind of prepare the students as to how the industry is expecting them to be like, what skills or what should be in their CVs, right? So it's through our events that we prepare our students to be ready for work. And in terms of organizations, we don't really have organizations that we work with currently. However, we have a LinkedIn page that is very active. So time and again, we just get DMs from people or organizations that are recruiting to say that we have opportunities, yes. We have opportunities for these many people. Please
Okay.
share on your groups. And I think I mentioned another important organization that we work with is the School of Mining. So obviously when companies have available posts, they would then go to the school and let them know that we have this number of positions open, and then the school then comes to us and then let us know that we have this. That's when we spread the word in the groups. And also recently we just submitted a database of all the students that are currently in their final year, but they don't have opportunities. These are students that are not funded by mining companies. These are students like me who are funded by non-mining companies to say that, okay, we are funded, but from here, where are we going? So we then fill in that form with all our details and then submit it to the School of Mining. So when there is an opportunity, then the school just looks into that database, and then the company or the people that are looking for graduates would then look into that database.
Okay. So let's just also talk about the mining companies in South Africa. What would you like them if they had to be more involved in a life of a student? In your own words, what would you like to see happening or being done by mining companies in South Africa?
For me personally, I feel like engagement with us. Engagement in a sense that, okay, we are expected to be 1, 2, 3, we are expected to be these people that come into the industry ready, but we're not really experienced. So if they would provide us with that work, even though we are not funded by them, so you'd have people that are funded by mining companies going to the mining companies to get vacation work. That's where they get in their experience. That's where they engage more with the industry. But if for instance, I do not have any industry engagement, I wouldn't really know how to do the job. Yes, I have the theoretical background, but that is what all our speakers are saying, that when you get to the industry, you put your degree aside, then you start working like a normal person, a general worker. So if mining companies could offer vacation works, even for students who are not funded by them, just vacation work, even if it's not paid, just provide accommodation and that experience. And another thing is that I saw with one of the companies, when a learner is from grade 12, before they go to varsity, they have a year of exposure to the industry. So if we can have that before I go to Wits, I go to company A and be exposed to the mining industry, I think when I get to my first year and second year, when they teach me about those things, I would be able to then relate to them because I have seen them before, I have worked with them before. But now if I'm just coming straight from high school to university, some of the things I'm just hearing, I'm like, okay, let me just cram pass and go to the next grade, go to the next year. So if we engage more with this mining company and have talks with them, have a heart with them, what us as students would like them to have and what they want from us, we know them from back in school before we get to the industry. I think that's mainly what I think the industry should do for us.
Okay. And then another thing that I've heard from the kids that have come here is that, especially with gold, they say we have plenty of gold in South Africa, but the problem is that it is too deep, right? So with what you are studying, are you guys, like I want to understand with you what you are studying. is it going to help us get goals? With the technology,
Yes.
just take us through the courses that you are doing at Wits, and just are they aligning with what is happening in South Africa? Because we want that gold, right? That gold needs to come up. So is the education aligning with the problems that are faced by the mining industry? Are we there? Are we getting there? Or let's just forget about the gold. Or are we going to get it? Like the education is keeping up with the issues and the problems of the mining industry?
Well, I think we're getting there. For example, with us at Wits, well, I got to Wits in 2019. If you do the math, I think we're getting there, right? So in my second and third years, I did programming, right? So we're getting to artificial intelligence there. That's when we're getting to now thinking out of the box to say now we can be innovative, we can be creative, we can start coding the machines and operating them from surface. So I think the main challenging problem with getting the gold that is very deep is heat, right? And we don't want to expose our people to a lot of heat, and machines as well. We don't want to expose them to heat. But with this coding and AI and technology that we are being taught in varsity, we can then now start to think out of the box to say, okay, let me just code these LHDs so that I can operate them from surface. And also the ventilation as well, try to maybe be creative with that. So I think the education system now is improving bit by bit, and we're getting there. Slowly but surely.
Okay, so just to continue our conversation, you had mentioned that your organization as well has that, I don't know what to call it, but for women in mining. So with Urashka Naidu, when she came in, we were speaking about women in mining who are working in the mining industry. And then she also spoke about the issues that are faced by women in the mining industry, one of them being GBV and many other issues. And then she also mentioned that currently it is also a struggle to retain women in the mining industry because of the issues that women are facing. So I just want to know, with students, what issues are the women studying mining engineering facing, or that you are currently dealing with or seeing?
Okay.
Yeah.
With us as students, I think one of the biggest problems is getting our brothers to mainly see us. That in as much as you guys are in the mining industry as people that saw a career, we are also trying to have that as well. We're not just saying that, oh, we are here just because we are women and women need to be in the mining industry as well. So I think the biggest problem that we have is that our brothers see us as just people that want to bridge the gap, and not as people that actually want to work, people that love. Yes, we can contribute, because even with positions such as mine as a chairperson of the whole society, it's always constantly having to prove myself that I can do this, because the previous chairpersons have been male with 2 females in the past. So the challenge now comes when I have to prove myself and my male brother doesn't have to prove himself. So why do I then have to prove myself that I can do it and you don't have to prove yourself because you are male? So I think the main problem that we have right now is just being equal as male and female. And another thing is GBV as well. So we trying to teach our brothers that 1 and 2 and 3 you might see as fine from your side, but with us it's really not cool with me for you to just come and touch my hair, right? So at an academic level, it's just having to be equals and also GBVs. And recently with the Women in Mining, we have launched a pets drive. So our main goal at the Women in Mining body is just for us to be equal, for us to be siblings and not one being superior than the other. So we are trying to teach them that this is how we want you to work with us. We don't want you to then having to say, yeah, this is a woman, now move away and stuff like that. She has periods, don't touch her. So with the pets drive, we're trying to say that we are women at the end of the day, and we are going through periods and whatever, and it's okay for you guys to know about it. It's okay for me to say to, oh, actually, I'm on my periods today, and you don't have to act weird about it. We are just human. The only difference is that you are male and I am female.
And just talking about that, I've always wondered actually with the PPE, the gear that you guys wear, because when I went to actual mine, the one that we went underground, we actually wore the whole full gear, né? And it made me wonder, then what happens when are those PPE gears comfortable or made for women? Like, I feel like they can be changed somehow. Like, honestly, I feel like those PPEs are made for males. Like,
Yes,
whoever is
true.
doing them is just thinking about male more than female.
Female.
Yeah.
So with the PPE, the one piece, or the one that you wore when you went underground. So the main aim for it to be a one piece is so that when you go around, when you crawl around in an underground mine, you don't have to maybe trip something with it and it endangers you, right? So that's why it's a one piece. And it is mainly, okay, they're saying it's a gender neutral, but it's not actually, because for me, when I was underground, when I had to go pee, I have to take everything off, right? And that is not safe because I'm taking out my hard head. What if something happens? But we are now seeing improvement where companies are now trying to have PPEs that are for females. For instance, on the sides, you would have zips from the side until the back, where you can just unzip it and then go do your business and then come back, zip them again without taking everything off. And they are now structured in a female structure in a way. So for people who are plus sized, there is PPE for them that is now coming and being introduced into the mining industry. So there is improvement with regards to it.
Okay. I'm happy to hear that. So just take us through your career. Where would you like to see yourself? Like when you're done with your studies, maybe you get a job at a nice mining company, and then so the journey, when you look at your career 5 years from now, 10 years from now, where do you see yourself, and how do you see yourself growing in the
mining industry? 5 years, 10 years from now, I want to see myself continuing to make an impact. If there's something that really warms my heart, is seeing people around me changing and being happy because of what I have done for them. So in the nearer future, I am somebody that really cares about people and their well-being, right? So I want people to be free, to be happy to achieve their goals through mine. So I don't really want to say I see myself as a mine manager or a general manager. I do eventually want to get to that point, but I want to see myself making an impact, touching people's lives, changing people's lives through my work as a mining engineer. So what I'm really passionate about right now is production, right? So I want to be exposed to production, getting the stuff out, and maybe seeing loopholes in how the production is right now, and coming with innovative ways of how that can be improved. At the same time, retaining the people that we have now, especially women, because you mentioned that we are not retaining women because of the harsh conditions that we have underground. Some women just go underground for a month and say, this is not for me. But I want to be that one person that says, actually, it can be for you, because 1 and 2 and 3 has changed through my work.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then how would you like to see the mining industry change in South Africa?
Impact on communities in general, because we see that okay, currently we're working on a mine design project for our final year, right? And it's based in a certain area. So we see with our research, we saw that the people in that area are illiterate. Most of them dropped out. Most of them don't have jobs. So I think what I want to see from the mining industry is, in as much as we are trying to get that gold out, in as much as we're trying to make money as a mining company, let us bring these people in. Let us have training centers for people who are maybe finished their matric but cannot, they don't qualify for varsity, for instance, but these people have technical skills. They can work with their hands. Let's just try maybe helping those people, giving them an opportunity to better themselves. So I think what I want to see from the mining industry is making an impact.
And then I'm just thinking about a learner who's in high school, who wants to do mining, who wants to study mining engineering. How do they then prepare to get into university? What is it that they need to do whilst they are still in high school? Like, I'm even thinking, even before they even get to grade 10, like maybe from grade 8 going up, because I feel like even with this mining should also still be introduced to primary level, because I mean, it is one of the biggest contributors of our GDP, meaning there is money to be made in the mining industry. We just need skills and people being involved and knowing about it, so it can just continue growing and benefiting people of South Africa. So a learner who's in high school who wants to be a mine engineer, what would you say to them to prepare and ensure that they do get to Wits to study?
So for high schools, so I want to start with the career days and this day that the high schools and primaries host, right? In most cases, well, where I come from, there wasn't any mining engineer that came there to tell us about mining engineering or what it is. And I think that is where we should start, right? We should start by introducing mining from those career days where we have mining engineers, chemical engineers, metallurgists, because mining is very broad. It's not just about a mining engineer, we have surveyors, we have planners, and those are some of the careers that our little sisters and brothers in high school and primary don't know about. All they know about is doctors, policemen, and social workers and teachers. So let's start there and tell them more about mining, the different career paths that are there in mining. So in preparation for mining, to study mining in varsity, I think one advice I can give to someone who is in high school is research, right? Because we don't want situations where you study mining engineering and then after you realize that it's not for you, right? So just start researching about what mining engineering is, what engineering is in a whole spectrum, right? Because in first year at Wits, we're all doing the same. We're doing common first years, so we don't have mining. Although you are registered for mining, but all the engineering fields are doing the same thing, right? And you should be very good with maths and science. So what I did is that I struggled with both physics and maths, I think in my grade 9, 10. And that's where I started seeking help to say that I can do this, right? So just don't sit and say that, oh, I can't do maths is difficult. Just try seeking help, even if it's from like your peers, or maybe getting tutors to help you. And another thing that I realized when I was in high school is teamwork. So I was studying in town, and I was staying in the rural areas. So when I came back home, we had a study session. So you teach me what they taught you at your school, and I teach you what they taught me. It's the same curriculum. So if we work together, we can have good marks. So with engineering, mining engineering as a whole it's your STEM subject, your science, your maths. Yes, and in varsity, that's where I struggled a bit. So I failed twice. I failed my first year and my second year. So I repeated first year, I repeated second year. And that is some of the things that people in varsity or people that are at the top don't tell us about, that it is okay to fail. The most important thing is knowing what you want and getting up and continuing with the journey. If you fail, you don't say, oh, I failed, then I should change. If you really want to do mining engineering, then you should stand up and continue with your journey, continue running for what you want to be in future. So I think that is what I would tell them.
And just your closing words, if you had to speak to South African government, speaking to the mining company, speaking to stakeholders in the mining industry, what would you like to say to them? Your wishes, just say it. Whoever is listening is going to hear and just maybe apply it, you know?
Yes. So to the stakeholders, I think what I want to tell them is that we are capable, and we chose this path because we believe that we can make a chance. So what we are asking from them is an impact. We are asking that they engage with us, like I've said before. Now we have students who are sleeping in libraries because they don't have anywhere to sleep. We have students who are getting NSFAS money and sending it home. That's just not fair for a student to say, now I have this money and I have to take some home. So if I am from a poor background and I have to go take care of my siblings, will I be able to study? No. So if the stakeholders then create opportunities not just for us, but for the people in our gases where we come from. Give us jobs, give us opportunities. And like I've said before, I think the most important thing that we are seeking, especially as engineers, is exposure to the mining industry, to the engineering industry as a whole. To say that I know that when I graduate here, I'm going to get exposure. That is some of the things that I would like the government and the industry to change, because now we have a whole lot of graduates sitting at home. They have qualifications. They are capable of doing the job that they studied, but now the problem is that they're sitting at home, they're losing hope. So give us opportunities and make opportunities for us, and let us work together. And I think one of the things that I would like to say, not just to the industries and stakeholders, to the graduates and the people who are in final year, is to be humble when we get to industry. I think that is what we have, that mentality that we have our qualifications. That means I am a manager, or when I get to work, then in party. But it really doesn't work that way. So if we are humble and we work together with those people that we say are uneducated, then we can be able to take this industry to places. So yeah, thank you very much.
Honolo, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for having this conversation with me. So that was Lehlohonolo from Wits University, and she's the chairperson of the Student in Mining and Engineering, and she spoke to us about the work that their organization does, and she also spoke of her wishes on what she would like to see happening in the mining industry of South Africa. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and please do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and follow. And I would also like to thank my team, which is Kamohelo Malangabi, Chweni Sitache, and Musa Baloyi, and also thank Mina, our sponsor, for making this podcast possible. With that being said, thank you and goodbye.